landing, descent, and yes, we have images. Launching, descent, and landing engineer. It's here with us. We have the speakers. In the middle, Dumitru Prunariu, astronaut. In the left is Alexandru Mironov, science writer and journalist. And in the right, you'll have Sorin Epanovic, program coordinator.
Please tell us what is the best position to be in front of Ravi.
It's here.
Ravi, can you hear us?
So we need to have a seat and after that.
Okay. Let's see if we have sound. Okay. Ravi, sorry. Yes, we can hear you.
Great. Hey. Good morning, Pasadena.
Good evening.
Good evening, Kavideva. So, welcome back, Ravi. Sorin Epanovic speaking. As I promised, we have a pleasure to have here on the island a special guest. It's our Romanian astronauts who accept our invitation to be live with you, which means Romanian astronauts live with NASA for, I hope that's half an hour, to discuss on one of the most issues of the week.
First of all, congratulations, and I'll let now speak Dumitru Prunariu, one of the 524 people having gone in the orbit around Earth.
Oh, hello, Ravi. I'm Dumitru Prunariu, Dumitru Dorin Prunariu, the 103rd astronaut of the world. I'm very glad to be in contact with you now. And we are very curious about the curiosity and the accomplishments of the United States with this wonderful, outstanding program.
Great, thanks for having me. I'm excited to talk to you guys.
Just the screen is behind us, so sometimes we look we look behind to see you, not in front of the camera. Okay. Just tell us a few things about the accomplishments of this program comparing with other Mars programs.
This time it was quite a bit harder. The previous rovers we landed on Mars, they were much smaller. So the first rover we landed on Mars, from the Pathfinder mission, it was about the size of the wheel of Curiosity rover. The next two rovers we landed on Mars, Spirit and Opportunity, they were about the size of a small coffee table. This rover was the size of a car. It was about 900 kilograms, 5 times as massive as Spirit and Opportunity. So quite a bit bigger. It was much more of a challenge. We had to put it in a much smaller landing area than any of the previous rovers.
What do you expect to get, Ravi? Which are your expectations now?
So we expect to do some really great science. So the first rover on Mars carried just a few kilograms of science instruments. Spirit and Opportunity carried maybe 10 or so kilograms of science instruments. We have over 100 kilograms of science instruments. We can do a lot more science than previous rovers. And we expect to further the search for understanding if Mars could support life, or could in the past, or could in the future.
Will you bet for such a future that one day from here, from the island, into 100 years, we shall just jump out in space and go to Mars?
That would be great. We definitely would like to send humans to Mars also. That does seem a bit more in the future. We have to develop technology still to land humans on Mars. Even landing Curiosity was a giant leap in technology for rovers, but human-scale missions would require much more massive payloads, much larger payloads, and so it's definitely tougher to land humans on Mars.
Are you satisfied with the quality of the photographs you have already got?
We are excited. We sent first a lot of low-resolution pictures because it's much faster to send those pictures at first. And that's already told us a lot about how the landing went. We have a picture of the spacecraft coming down on a parachute. We have a picture of sort of a video almost of our heat shield falling off of the spacecraft after we were done using it. So we're really excited already about the pictures we've gotten from Mars.
Mars Express showed us some garbage that have been thrown by the event. Well, some but the parachute and all the others.
Yeah, I haven't seen any data yet from the Mars Express orbiter, although I know it's there somewhere. The data I have seen is from the other two orbiters, Odyssey and the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter, and we're excited to see what Mars Express has given us also.
So actually, Ravi, in my personal opinion, Mars was maybe 1-2 million years ago a living planet. It's my supposition. And the landscape it has, the rivers without water, everything shows that Mars was completely different many years ago. What do you think as a scientist, just having the few information we have now about Mars, about such things, about the possible former life on Mars, not only the future Mars, but former life?
The great thing about us going to Gale Crater, the landing site that Curiosity landed at, is that because it's such a deep crater, it tells us the history of Mars. So we landed at the bottom, we're going to drive up the wall, and we get to understand the history of Mars over time. So while it's hard to say much about what Mars might have been like right now, we hope to be able to say a lot more in the future about what it was like in the past.
Ravi, I'm a science journalist, and I was 2 weeks ago in Dublin at the ESOF, European Science Open Forum, where the Charles Bolden Jr., your administrator, came and had a very nice show, a beautiful show. He said, in 2030 we shall send a team to Mars. He said, more than that, I shall have my granddaughter in the team.
I think it's very nice that we are dreaming big,
Yes.
but that the politicians will have to put up the money to do this mission if they're serious about it. Sending humans to Mars is very costly, and in this economy, it's hard to spend that much money on space. Even though people like us understand the benefits of it, convincing the general public is a challenge. That spending that much money on space is worthwhile for them. So the first challenge is exactly what we're doing right now, which is getting out to the public why this is important, how this affects them.
So Ravi, actually, I think we have to send to Mars an international team. So just the international cooperation could bring enough money to build a very serious program, a long-term program, a human program, a manned program to Mars. And 1931 is the first big opportunity to send people on Mars. Okay, there where you work, there are peoples from many nations coming together, being very wise, being good scientists, and working together for an outstanding program, as you are. How many nations are working there? Just for
Definitely a very diverse group, and that definitely helps us to succeed. Having a diverse set of thoughts, being able to, it helps to increase the amount of things we can think about. It helps to be unique, also.
Ravi, I think you are doing a very good job in showing to the people.
That's a great question. It might sound funny to a lot of people, but there's been much thought put into, will the first mission to Mars be a one-way ticket? It's very costly to send someone to Mars, but it's even more costly to send them back to Earth. And so maybe we give them all the resources they need to have to sustain themselves on Mars. That's a tough question. I think it depends how much money the program will get.
Yeah, be sure that anytime when government will think about program to send people on Mars, will think about
minimizing the risks and bringing them safe to Earth.
But you will,
Yes,
will have to do that, Ravi, because we are 7 billion on Earth. So
That's a lot of.
that's a lot of people. That's a lot of people, and someone will have to start really thinking of how shall we get
The evening here, so
Sure, let's come to that.
What's really exciting is that Curiosity has this mast on top of the rover, and it lifted up that mast today, and on that mast is a bunch of cameras. And so what it's going to do next is take a 360-degree picture of where it is on Mars, and it's going to send that back to Earth. And so we're really excited about seeing where the surroundings of the rover, and that will help the scientists plan where they want to go with the rover.
How much will it be moved?
The rover is planned to move several kilometers over its life of about 2 Earth years, 1 Martian year. And we of course hope that it will last much longer than that and travel even further.